Hare Krishna, and we are continuing the easy journey to other planets by His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, page number 34. Gradually one has to adopt other items which are negative in character. So we discussed in the last episode first stepping stones towards the path of devotional service. Number 11. One should avoid offenses in the discharge of devotional service and in chanting the holy names. Number 12. He should avoid extensive association with non-devotees. Number 13. He must not take on unlimited disciples. This means that a candidate who has successfully followed the first 12 items can also become a spiritual master himself, just as a student becomes a monitor in class with a limited number of disciples. Number 14. He must not pose himself as a vastly learned man simply by quoting statements in the books. He must have solid knowledge of the necessary books without superfluous knowledge in others. Number 15. A regular and successful practice of the above 14 items will enable the candidate to maintain mental equilibrium, even amidst great trials of material loss and gain. Number 16. In the next stage, the candidate does not become afflicted by lamentation and illusion. Number 17. He does not deride another's mode of religion or worship, nor does he deride the personality of Godhead or his devotees. Number 11. He never tolerates blasphemy against the Lord or his devotees. Number 19. He should not indulge in the discussion of topics dealing with the relationship between man and woman, nor should he engage in useless topics concerning others' family affairs. Number 20. He should not inflict pain, either in body or in mind, upon other living beings, whomsoever they may be. Out of the above 20 items, the first 3 positive items are imperative and most essential for the serious candidate. There are 44 other items to be followed by the serious candidate, but Lord Chaitanya has selected 5 as the most important. These were selected owing to the present conditions of civic life. They are as follows. Number 1. One should associate with the devotees. Association with devotees is made possible by hearing them attentively, by asking them relevant questions, by supplying them food and by accepting food from them, and by giving them charity, and by accepting from them whatever they offer. Number 2. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in all circumstances. The chanting of the Lord's name is an easy and inexpensive process of realization. One can chant any of the innumerable names of the Lord at any time. One should try to avoid offenses. There are 10 offenses which one can commit while chanting the transcendental names, and these should be avoided as far as possible. But in any event, one should try to chant the holy names of the Lord at all times. Number 3. One should hear the transcendental topics enunciated in the Srimad Bhagavatam. This hearing is made possible through platform lectures by bona fide devotees and by authorized translations of the Bhagavatam. Number 4. One should make his home at Mathura, the birthplace of Lord Krishna. Or one may make his home as good as Mathura by installing the deity of the Lord to be worshipped by all members of the family after proper initiation from the spiritual master. Number 5. One should worship the installed deity with attention and devotion, so that the whole atmosphere of one's home becomes the replica of the Lord's abode. This is made possible by the direction of the bona fide spiritual master, who knows the transcendental art and can show the candidate the proper method. The above 5 items can be adopted by any man in any part of the world. Thus, anyone can prepare himself for returning home back to Godhead. By the simple method recognized by authorities such as Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who specifically advanted himself to deliver the fallen souls of this age. For further details on the subject, one should read literatures like Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, of which we have presented an English summary study entitled The Nectar of Devotion. We will be reading Nectar of Devotion sometime, I guess next year, because this year we have a lot of books to cover before that. The whole process of transferring oneself to the spiritual sky involves gradually liquidating the material composition of the gross and subtle coverings of the spirit soul. The above mentioned 5 of devotional activities are so spiritually powerful that their performance by a devotee, even in the preliminary stage, can very quickly promote the sincere executor to the stage of bhava, the stage just prior to love of Godhead, or emotion on the spiritual plane, which is transcendental to mental and intellectual functions. A complete absorption in bhava, or love of God, makes one fit to be transferred to the spiritual sky just after leaving the material tabernacle. The perfection of love of God by a devotee actually situates him on the spiritual platform, even though he may still possess a gross material body. He becomes like a red-hot iron, which, when in contact with fire, actually ceases to be iron and acts like fire. These things are made possible by the Lord's inscrutable and inconceivable energy, which material science has not the scope to calculate. One should therefore engage himself in devotional service with absolute faith, and to make his faith steadfast, one should seek the association of the standard devotees of the Lord, by personal association if possible, or by thinking of them. Wow, this is interesting. One should seek the association of the standard devotees of the Lord by personal association if possible, or by thinking of them. Jai. This association will help one develop factual devotional service to the Lord, which will cause all material misgivings to disappear like a flash of lightning. All these different stages of spiritual realization will be personally felt by the candidate, and this will create in him a firm belief that he is making positive progress on the way to the spiritual sky. Then he will become sincerely attached to the Lord and his abode. Such is the gradual process of evolving love of God, which is the prime necessity for the human form of life. Jai, so we shall stop here because actually we're starting a big section on the 9 standard modes of devotional service. So I would like to start the next episode with that. So thank you so much for tuning in today. The link to this book is in the description. So grab your copy and we'll see you next time. Hare Krishna.